Today's video is going to be on a level that I saw get rated last night. However, I wanted to wait till the usual time that I upload the video to talk about it. We've reached that time now, so we're going to be talking about Master of Puppets, as it was actually verified a month ago, but rated very recently. Now, for some reason, I've seen literally nobody talk about this. Maybe it's because it happened very recently, but I swear, no one's talking about this level, and I want to shed some light on it because I think it is really, really cool. Because unlike a lot of levels on the list currently that try and get their difficulty from either being really awkward, like a bunch of the two-player levels, or like Lotus Flower, those kind of levels, or just having skill sets that haven't really been built upon, this level doesn't do that. The reason it is difficult is because it is spread out in difficulty. It's not just a super condensed level, it lasts for over 8 minutes. This is an absolute monster of a level. I'm gonna show a bunch of other levels on the demon list right now that are really long, just to get a comparison of how long this level actually is. But as you can see, this level lasts for 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Operation Evolution is a very well-known long level on the list that's only 5 minutes long, absolutely dwarfed by Master of Puppets. Damascus, another one, I get confused with Operation Evolution a lot, but this one lasts, again, only around 5 minutes. Flame Wall, the level known as the super hard, really long level. Its length is its main feature. Number 2 level on Demon List, 6 minutes 47 seconds. Again, still not even close. Even Evrian, the level whose entire purpose was to test endurance by being super long, just like Flame Wall, is 7 minutes and 20 seconds. A lot closer, but still Master of Puppets is over a minute longer. The only level that actually passes it to my knowledge on the Demon List is Sinister Silence, being 8 minutes and 45 seconds long. Again, that's an absolute brutal time. But the thing is, Master of Puppets is a lot harder than Sinister Silence. Actually, in my video called Huge News for the Demon List I made a couple days ago, I actually brought up Master of Puppets because at the time it wasn't rated, so it's kind of crazy timing. It was rated just a couple days later. But as you can see, it sat 12th on the list at the time. This level is around Slaughterhouse in difficulty, so this is around top 30-ish range, which is genuinely crazy. What makes this more interesting is that it's actually higher than Deimos on the list, which sounds like a pretty random fact for me to bring up, but I think it's just a huge accomplishment for the verifier because it means it is going to be their new hardest. You might actually know Scotch Tape already for verifying Brittany No Sclears, which, a bit off topic, but that level is probably one of my favorite levels on the list. I absolutely love Brittany No Clears. Or is it Brittany No Ass Clears? I don't actually know how to pronounce it, but it's really cool. This guy verifies a bunch of cool levels, also verified a Yuko level that looks sick. But yeah, as you can see, Master of Puppets is here, and this would definitely be a new hardest. We can go to a playlist, and we can see Deimos is number 1. I also feel bad for Scotch Tape because look at these depths, 95, 89 times 2, and 88 times 3, which sounds like pretty okay luck. Like, it's not the best, but it's pretty average luck for a level at this difficulty. However, when a level's that long, having depths that far in is just, it must feel so brutal. This is after 16,000 attempts. Now that looks like he just beat this instantly and it wasn't much of a challenge. And 16,000 attempts is still pretty impressive for this difficulty, I think. However, keep in mind, the level is super long, so you're not actually going to be dying too much compared to other levels. So 16k is honestly pretty expected. If you want to get like an actual attempt count compared to other levels, you can probably double this attempts, and that's the similar kind of attempts you would take for a level this difficulty that's actually a normal length. But yeah, I hope this puts more attention on the level. It also uses songs from Metallica, which, I mean, that would just be a normal fact if that was all. But I think something really interesting about the song is, hold on, let me show you. They were actually able to get a custom song made for this level. They have a license for it, and it's called Master of Dashers. It basically uses the song, but the vocals are different, I think. I might be wrong with that, but when I listen to it, it sounds the same. However, yeah, the vocals have changed, and this means that you can obviously use the Nong if you're a normal player, But if you don't have access to use nongs for the level, you can actually use a very similar song that's on the servers, which I find really nice. That's just such a nice thing to add, especially for a level of this difficulty, because usually doing that kind of gets ignored at this level of play. I also want to talk about how amazing it is that this level actually came out. It's been a long time coming. As you can see, the creator states they started this project on September 8th, 2022, and it was completed on April 16th, 2025, which is when we saw the final showcase of this level release. So yeah, this has been in kind of verification state for over a year now, and the actual project has went on for many years. It was actually nearly reaching that half a decade mark if it went on a bit longer. And he talks about that he's always admired collabs that do not have a care for cohesion. They can be a space for creators to express themselves with utmost freedom. It's a really beautiful thing. So yeah, a lot of earlier collabs that exists, not so much now that you see them. People just kind of did whatever in these mega collabs. There might have been a set theming behind them, but there wasn't really a strict decoration style that you had to use. Obviously, now with levels, you see that everyone kind of builds a similar part to have the most cohesive level possible. You see that with Cherry Team a lot. However, yeah, back then, you could kind of just do whatever as long as it stuck to maybe like an ice theme or a hell theme. It didn't need to be a specific style. And as you can see, Zinc goes on to talk about how he wanted to create his own version of that, and especially in modern day, since we don't really see that as much anymore. And he talks about his love for hell levels, and he actually gives a reason to why the hell style is good. And I kind of like this because a lot of people, at least in the older days as well, when they made hell levels, it was kind of just like making it for the sake of it. Just, oh, okay, a lot of people make these, I'll do it as well. Or I like the edginess, or I like the color red. This guy has an actual reason to wanting to create this, and I think that is super beautiful. And you can definitely see this shine in the level. And then he talks about why he picked Metallica, and that makes the song make so much more sense now, because when you realize that this level isn't just being created to have a hell level just because, ooh, red and edgy's cool, and there's an actual meaning behind it, this song fits in so much better to what the level is actually trying to be. I also like the fact it's a song with lyrics. We don't get that much in GD, so I think it's really cool that I could hear lyrics when playing a level. The gameplay and decorators are listed here, and yeah, he wasn't joking. There is so many names here, and there's some really iconic people put in this pack. Zeronium created some gameplay. That's a really big name. Skizzle, I see here, created some. Nadeko, like, Pewds is here. I didn't even know Pewds can create. I just know him for content. And you can see in the style variation here, it's not cohesive at all, and usually that would be a con, but in this level, that's kind of the point, so it's kind of beautiful to see everyone's, like, own take on the style. Yes, some parts like this don't really feel like they're hell-themed, even though that was the point of the level, but again, it's up to interpretation. That's the beautiful thing about it, and then you get some parts like this next one, which genuinely do feel like it. Maybe not to as much of an extent as others, but you can kind of see it. And then we get to this bit, which looks a lot more hell-themed. I just really like the fact that it's just everyone coming together to create something. By the way, that gameplay that I just showcased there, like, what? That was so cool. Can we go back to it? That looks so fun. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on this level. I do think that I wish to see more levels take this length approach on the list. I don't hope the level gets flooded with really long levels, but I think just having a good selection of really, really long levels is great for accessibility and also just to make the list more varied. Like, yes, there is levels like Damascus and Sinister Silence, which we've already talked about. However, these levels, no shade at them, but I find them very boring. They're not to say they're bad. I don't think these are bad levels at all. I actually tried going for Sinister Silence at one point and nearly did half the level in one run. Or I did. I think I did 48 to 100. But this level was so boring to play, and that's half the reason I dropped it. It's just not really bringing anything to the table. But something like Master of Puppets genuinely does, and it is just so refreshing to see. So go support the Zinc YouTube here. I'm gonna subscribe. Go support this guy. He genuinely needs more respect put on him. You were a great host for this level. I genuinely can't believe that it's finally out, and it's definitely lived up to the hype. I think it is super cool, and I think more eyes should be on it. Before I go, I also want to say when this comes out, if you're watching this as soon as the video releases, in a couple hours, I'll be live streaming ranking every modern top player. I made this same live stream a month ago, but we never finished the list, so I'm finishing it off here. If you want to go watch that, you could go put on notifications for that, but I really don't have much more to say. But yeah, don't have much more to say. Thanks for watching all the way. Check this level out if you're at the skill, and peace.